Welcome back to our special Get the Picture as we help you get ready for the switch to digital TV. If you're just joining us, we're talking about what's going to happen to this and every other full-power TV station on February 17th. On that day, TV stations will stop broadcasting in the old-fashioned analog and start broadcasting in digital only. If you have an older TV and if you get your TV signal through an antenna, rooftop, or rabbit ears, you must either buy a new TV or hook up to a special converter box to continue to watch free television. And what about that old antenna? Will it work in the new digital age? The answer is probably. Scott McGrew shows you what you need to know.
As TV stations move from an analog signal to a digital signal, many, but not all, will also move from VHF to UHF. If you still get TV over the air, your new converter box or digital television will handle this switchover for you. You'll still call Channel 5, and Channel 11, but the move may cause trouble for your antenna. An antenna set up to get only VHF signals may have trouble receiving UHF signals.
Remember the old rabbit ears antenna? These are tuned for VHF. So what may happen when everything goes digital is that if you only have rabbit ears, you may be missing out on some of the stations because some of the stations may be transmitting on UHF, which uses this kind of antenna, which is a loop antenna. Now there are some indoor antennas that have both, and outdoor antennas also have both, but you may need both UHF and VHF in order to get all the digital TV stations.
To find out where TV stations will be broadcasting in the digital realm and what antenna you need, check out antennaweb.org. Click Choose an Antenna, type in your zip code, and it will list all the new digital television signals in your area and what type of antenna you need to get them. In my case, the site says, for most TV stations, I'll need a small antenna. For some reason, the color yellow is code for best reception and smallest antenna. Though, to get my local Fox and ABC stations, the green color indicates I'll need a medium-sized antenna. You might need something far bigger, one that goes up on a pole and is directional. That is, you'll point it in one direction or another. I live in the city and can use one of those multi-directional antennas. Now, the people behind Antenna Web, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Consumer Electronics Association have encouraged antenna manufacturers to adopt their color codes on the packages so you know what you're buying. I checked several electronic stores, though, and none of them were using the codes.
Now, if you need to go antenna shopping, Vicki Wen says stores are ready for you.
All right, so here joining us now to talk about the antennas you can hook up to your snazzy digital TV is Dan Hurdle with Radio Shack. Hi, Dan.
How you
Thanks
doing?
for doing this.
More my pleasure.
So let's talk about the antenna spread you've got here.
Okay.
Basically, this is what you need if you've got a digital TV. You don't have to worry about a digital converter box. You don't have to worry about getting cable or satellite. All you need is one of these old-fashioned antennas.
Correct. If you have a digital tuner, any of these antennas will work for you depending on your location. Our basic antenna starts at $12.99. This is a very simple antenna that allows you to get your signals, the rabbit ears as we call them in the past.
Very basic. Some people might have that somewhere at home in a basement or an attic, right?
I'll bet you they do. Okay. The next model up is still an unamplified antenna. This again is a VHF. Has a little more capture area, which makes it a little better to capture the signal. And our high-end model, which once again has a little more capture area, sells for $49.99.
So the higher end models that are a little more expensive are for if you live a little further away from the transmitter.
Right. The more capture area you have, the better you're going to pick up the signal.
Now this one's sort of a beast, and you wouldn't really need this giant outdoor antenna unless you lived really far away from the transmitter or maybe in a valley.
In a valley, I would say probably starting at 40 to 50 miles away from the transmitter site for that station, you might want to look into this area.
The outdoor antennas run $60 to $100 and they can sit on your roof, in your attic, or on a tripod outside your home.
We provide an installation service for $150. We'll install the larger antennas for them and take all the worry out for them.
So to recap, if you decide to go with the digital TV and antenna, well, you should ideally get all of the digital channels that are out there. But remember, if you don't get the picture just perfect, you're most likely not going to get anything at all. There won't be any ghosting or any fuzzy snow effect. That's a thing of the past. With digital, it's all or nothing. We hope that helps you get the picture.
Thank you, Vicki. One city in the continental United States already made the switch to digital, Wilmington, North Carolina. They made the switch back in September, and the general manager of the NBC station there, Gary McNair, joins us to talk about it. Gary, thanks for joining us. Why were you asked to make this switch early?
I think the reason we were chosen, they were looking for markets all over the country to do this, and weren't getting many people raising their hands, and the chairman of the FCC had some relationships in North Carolina that he was able to use to kind of leverage our participation.
But what advice would you have to other TV stations across the country as we prepare to do what you already did?
I think if I have any advice to share, it would be to do some kind of anti-procrastination campaign and encourage people to go ahead and get themselves off the analog channels early and enjoy the new digital world, and it's a better picture even on an old analog set.
Well, Gary McNair, General Manager of WECT in Wilmington, North Carolina, thank you so much for joining us.
So is digital television the same as high definition? And what about all these extra channels we hear about? We sort out what DTV is and what it's not when our special continues.